He was worried he didn't have any impact on the game, and it turns out he was right. This is Guacho Polenta, a tank main who enjoys Magneto, Hulk, and even a little bit of Doctor Strange, but right now he is making mistakes that are costing his teams big time, and if he doesn't fix these, he's just dead weight. Let's break it down and turn him into a game-changing force so he can climb and reach his goals. Guacho here, as you can see, is mostly I'd say a tank main, a vanguard, if you may. He did send a specific game here, and in his comments, he said he felt like he did nothing. So I am curious to see, especially if he's on tank. I'm sure there'll be a lot of things we can say. Okay, I'll be like a little bit, I think with shields especially, we're gonna use him as an example here, Guacho, and we're just gonna kind of say when I feel like a shield was wasted. This one kind of felt wasted if it would have stayed up there because it didn't really take much focus or damage yet, but because now he doesn't have it. He doesn't have a full image of what's gonna happen. Now he notices there's divers. So he felt he wasn't doing anything. This is when you gotta make a decision, I think. It's hard to be a tank in this situation. You end up being the main tank as a Magneto because you want to play off of what the enemy team is doing. I don't know if you have the full image now. You still don't know where Psylocke is or that they have a Psylocke. I don't know everything. Let's just watch this, see how this plays out, and we'll comment on it after. Okay, so already, I'm gonna write this down so I don't forget. Random bubble usage. I feel like he's kind of bubbling without a purpose. That's the second one in a row that he bubbles without a purpose. We'll probably see that coming back to bite him. If he had the bubble now, he could help his team, give it to... I don't know how necessary it would be there, but at least he would have it if the Iron Fist would be a problem on his backline. He jumped back here, so it didn't matter. Self-bubble here. Yeah, it's not terrible. Not a terrible decision. You're cooked there either way. Yeah, okay, so that literally, I'd say this is... I'm not sure this would save you this fight, but I will say that you didn't have your bubble, and that's something you could have done better. You could have pushed in on an enemy team and tried to meet them when they were running up there, once you realized the flankers were there. Could have decided to either, once you recognize that they have divers, again, I'm not sure exactly how your mind was going at this point, but once you realize that there are divers, you probably should have been like, okay, either I gotta protect my supports, or backline, and I don't know how much protecting they really do need. It's a Hela and a Winter Soldier. They're both playing backline. You have a Cloak and Dagger, you have a Invis Woman. They should be able to kind of stay alive, mostly. They also don't have a dive tank. It's 2 diver DPS. But they're not even here. There were only 4 people here. So if all 4 of you just walked in there, I don't know if you're voice chatting or calling. If you guys walked in as a team, you probably could have rolled them because it was a 4v6. Nevertheless, you wasted your bubbles, which ended up leading to you not having the bubbles. You weren't even... Now, you weren't looking at your teammates when they did die, but if you were paying more attention to them and looking at them, you would have seen that, oh shit, if I had a bubble here, they would have survived. And what sucks with Clintar is it's very snowbally. So if you lose first point, especially early, the snowball will start. You will have a hard time getting back on point. When we were looking at your POV, it was like, yeah, obviously, everything fell apart. But now that we're looking at it from above, you see a clear picture of you just kind of standing there with your shield up and your teammates getting flown by the 2 backliners. Now, your teammates should have done a better job surviving it, but imagine if you had a bubble here. You could have bubbled the focus targets, and they could have probably won the 1v1 and won you that fight. I think keeping your head on a swivel is incredibly important. I think a Doctor Strange is also shield tank, but he doesn't have the ability to give an additional 300 health to one of his teammates across very long ranges the same way. And I really think that is an underrated thing about Magneto and something you really need to be more aware of, I guess. You also had some chances here to maybe like pick somebody off. But yeah, you didn't really have much space and you kind of got pushed in and your team fell behind. So you got the first point, you guys gathered up. Did you get everyone? Everyone seems to be here. One thing I did when I first started Mag was random bubbles. Good bubble usage is really hard. I'm still not even perfect at it. I got really good at bubbling from Overwatch. And those are selfish bubbles, but you need to figure out their conditions. Like, what are their win conditions? What do they need to do to win a fight? Okay, they need to dive this character. They need to, like, put this character or whatever. Obviously, you don't want to spend too much time not using the bubble, but you need to have it ready when they want to go in. And that's kind of something you gotta feel. You could do a combo here. Oh, I think you tried it. I think poking here as a Magneto is mostly fine. I like that you're looking back and try to keep an idea. If you know where all 6 players are, that helps. Okay, let's see how you play this ultimate. Yeah. I want to say that you did not need to bubble a friendly here. I think you kind of just went, oh, I should bubble someone, so you bubbled some random person. And you ended up bubbling a full health Winter Soldier, dashing out of the way into your healers. All of your teammates are actually out of range, or about to be out of range. You're the only person in range. You should have bubbled yourself. And then you just end up tanking a ton of hits, which leads to a death. Now, you should have stayed alive here. Your teammates kind of let you down on the heals, but you should have bubbled yourself. This is a lost fight. I think the call to back up was the play here. Hot take. You had plenty of time to set this fight up. I think you should have been on the right side. I don't think they're punishing you for this, but by being on the left side, they could shoot the wall here, and that blocks you off and you will lose a fight. I don't know how people still get caught by that, but... Oh, they're actually doing it right now. Oh, okay, well... Called it. So if you came from the right side, you could have made something happen here. Maybe stall with your ultimate or something, because you know they don't have Cloak and Dagger. Should have Loki Cloak and Dagger, but not Cloak and Dagger, Cloak and Dagger. Instead, you kind of just got nothing done there. They should have set the fight up from the right side. Failed to contest the point. I think all 6 of you are grouped. You walk back, you take this fight, but by now your Hela is dead. Why did she die? She got 1v1 by Psylocke, I assume? Yep, he got 1v1 by the Psylocke. He was on the right. Hela was actually the one in the right position. And he died for it because he was the only one there. Then you're one man down. They don't have ultimate advantage, but they have momentum +1 and a payload. There's not much you can do from this position at this point. The backing up here was a play and try to get a full reset. Bubbling here wasn't a terrible idea since it was deep. But, like, you just need to try to get a reset. As a tank, at the end of the day, you are the one leading the team to a certain extent. Sure, you have to play off your team, but at the same time, you're the one setting the terms. If you can't engage, you need to try to call it off. If you are communicating. But even so, if you're walking back, your team will follow you. Even if you say anything. Even if you don't say anything, sorry. This is just a reset. It was a reset previously, but even more so now. I hate Clintar. It's such a snowballing map. Harp on what your teammates are doing. But this is something you, as a person, can help with. Actually. You can call a reset here yourself. You can say, let's, like, no more, if you're doing ults, no more ults, or reset the fight, die on the point, or something like that. If everyone keeps dying in random places on the map, what ends up happening is the payload keeps being pushed, and you guys never get to play a 6. The second point, you didn't get a single fight. You got snowballed through the entire second point. Now you're halfway on the third point, and you're still getting snowballed. Your support just died in fucking Narnia, and you guys are also walking out. There's a big chance that you're gonna get stalled now too, or your Moon Knight. This is a valiant attempt to get the pick there. This is so risky, because you still don't have your whole team with you. Yeah, you still don't have your entire team with you here. This is super risky. In this very situation, you're gonna have one fight. No matter what you're doing right from this situation, you're gonna have one fight. Or rather, if you lose one fight, you will lose this game. So if you force a fight right now, 100% you're gonna lose it. Because your Cloak and Dagger is still in spawn. If you wait for the point to get like here, by the time she would probably be with you, and you walk out as a team, sure, the point is farther pushed out, but you have a way higher chance of winning that fight. If you walk in here as 5, you're gonna lose. Sorry, it's one full wipe and you lose. Doesn't matter that the point is here, doesn't matter that the point is here, one full wipe and you lose. And at that point, you're better off focusing on, okay, what do we have, like, how do we win this next fight? A lot of people get stuck in the head that, okay, it can't move 1 meter. I would expect more from you being a Celestial player, but a lot of people do get this stuck in their head that, oh, the point can't move a single meter as I am defending. The only thing that matters is the last point, because that's when they get the resets, they get the new spawns, they get more time, and you know, they actually make an advancement. The point will go backwards slowly if you win it. And again, you're the tank, so you are leading this walk-up. If you stood here, you'd be chilling. I wouldn't even be surprised if the divers, Psylocke or Iron Fist, would try to jump in there, overextend, and it would give you a kill. But because you're sitting here, because you walk out here, you're already kind of throwing this. He is saving it for Dagger for sure. That is a crazy Groot. That is a crazy Groot wall. Okay, better be seeing an ultimate here. The decision you make, but in the next 2 seconds, will forever cement my opinion on your Magneto. Okay. You lost me. You had me for a second. Let's be constructive. I know the pressure is hot here, but as a Magneto, the one thing you can do to impact a game is killing a Cloak and Dagger, killing a support ult. That's the most important thing you can do. And you want to do it almost like every fight, every other fight. I was hoping with you holding it this long that we would get a kill. How many dashes was that? He had one more dash after this one, right? Yeah, he had one more dash after this one. I see why you threw this one because of the direction he was going. The mistake you made here... Okay, this is a very common mistake. You hold ult until the final dash, always from the fourth and final stop. I disagree because the fourth one, they can void. It comes down to the situation. It's a bit situational. But what you should have done here, absolutely, I think in this situation, we're gonna just ult again. You ulted, could have been a little bit earlier. Could have been earlier. It's okay. But now that you ulted, okay. This is a micro thing nobody ever thinks about. Your positioning here was terrible. You even saw where he was looking. You saw he was going to go this way. You needed to be... You are here. You needed to be here. I think you had time to float to about this point by the time she's on her last dash. At which point you should have a perfect view to either shoot down here, or if she like... well, most likely she would be dashing here or here. You could hit it from up here. You have a perfect vantage point, but instead you actually went forward this way and just kind of stuck there, and you were forced to throw it, because I think that's what happened here. You felt forced to throw the ultimate, which led to this very disappointing ultimate. You should have held on to it longer, because you would have one-shot him if you got more charge, either on the animation or on your, but obviously he would probably be behind cover at that point, so. Yeah, you can even see where the last dash went there, actually. His last dash went right here. So if you were higher up, you just want to go straight up, kind of over the route. You want to be in a position by the fourth dash or the end of your ultimate, where you can see as much as possible, or at the very least, it's a bit of a mind game, but you want to try to predict where the cloak is going to end up being. You ended up turning this somehow. This is smart walking up here. This is a no more moment. You just have to clean this up. I don't think Moon Knight needed this ult there, but why is Winter Soldier ulting? These types of things lose games, chat. You can't just be throwing ults willy-nilly like that. You just gave away 2 huge ults. Moon Knight is really good on payload, I guess, and Winter Soldier is just one of the best ults in the game. Something. I don't hate the decisions too much. They kind of walking up on you. You can't really do much. You did kind of play cover. Maybe you were a little bit out in the open, but overall, like the micro decisions here weren't terrible. You were getting healed up like crazy. Like, I don't know. So far, not much terrible. You could maybe hit more shots, but a lot of new things. It's fun, though. Okay, wait, where did your bubble go? No, wait, why did you bubble? Where did the bubble go? You threw. And it involves Magneto ultimate. Wouldn't have made a difference because it didn't hit the invisible woman. But yeah, he bubbled Cloak and Psylocke ult. That was a panic bubble. You did not need to bubble there. If you had to bubble later, you could have saved one of these guys from the Magneto ult. Or your Cloak and Dagger, who might have wanted to ult. You just kind of did nothing with it. If you just bubble without an actual end goal, right? You end up getting no value from it. It doesn't do anything. And what ends up happening is you're basically playing Magneto without 3 abilities, depending on how you count it. Now you only have 2 abilities. You have 1 ability less because he never does anything for you. Oh, you want to get the ult? I know you want it. Oh, the panic. Oh, it's too late now. I would probably try to ult her at this point. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how good it would be, but just as a Hail Mary. Oh, he did. Ah, that's a shame. But at this point, it just comes down to, like, you know, no matter what you would have done, you probably would have lost it. When you open this, you can see the ult charge. As a Magneto, you should look at your teammates more, but you should also look at the ult charge, and you should see, okay, do we have a Cloak Dagger coming, a Cloak Ult coming up? Do we have Invisible Woman coming up? Do we have a Winter Soldier coming up? And be ready to bubble it or enable it or whatever is necessary, which is usually a bubble. The better you are at shooting with mag, like you want to shoot usually into where enemies are grouped, the more damage you will do, the more, and thanks to you do more damage, this means you'll build ult charge faster, which lets you actually counter Cloak and Daggers. Generally speaking, a Cloak and Dagger will have an ult when you have like 70-80%. If you're really good at charging ult, you might end up getting it to like 90%. Sometimes even have it at the same time or activate it at the same time. And yes, you should you right click a lot more. Absolutely. If your bubble usage as a Magneto is bad, then you will not build charge on Magneto that fast, which means that you won't even get that many right clicks to begin with. If you have good bubble management as a Magneto, you will have a lot of right clicks to use. We didn't get to see this here because his bubbles are atrocious. But if he were better at doing bubbles, he would have been able to right click more, get more ult charge, maybe even get some left click, right click combos, even double right click combos to get kills. But the bubbles were so bad that it's like you didn't use them at all. Alright, let's see how you play this. You're solo tanking as a Hulk. Alright, you're cooking something. Let's find out if stays in the kitchen or not. Yeah, I was about to say you should jump up here as a Hulk. At the very least, when you play Hulk, this type of tank, you want to just flush. You want to flush out high grounds. You want to flush out like where the flankers play. And you're one of the best at contesting in high ground. I don't like the Hulk pick at all, though. I will say that's like off rip. I'll tell you, I do not like the Hulk pick here, but I'll see what I can say. I wish you could hear the comms. This is one of the reasons I hate Hulk. If you get booped, you just lose your jump and you're cooked. Okay, common mistake on Hulk, which I don't know if we can cover in a coaching session. You just jumped into 6 people and died. But a Hulk, since you're a melee character, you can put pressure on the enemy team without actually, like, punching. You didn't even punch him here anyways. I think no matter what you're gonna do, it's gonna end up being a kind of a shitty decision. I would probably suggest, as a Hulk, you could play, like, this corner here. Maybe here, or like, try to take the height to flush him down or something, pressure from behind. Maybe that one is kind of shitty, actually, not that one. It is a better option than standing in the middle of 6, though. Yeah, this right here was the last thing you should have done. The thing is, if you play this corner here, like, you can apply pressure without risking too much yourself. If you play here, it's a higher risk for yourself, but you can still apply pressure on the back line, and they have to put focus on you and look at you and shoot at you, while your teammates have a free reign to shoot at them. But they can also just ignore you and shoot there, so it's like a 50-50. But you're solo tanking Hulk, you don't even have a diver with you, so like it's still a shitty pick. I don't know if your teammates asked you to pick him. Okay, he went on Strange. He went on Strange. Good thing we didn't skip him. It's good that you picked the Strange here. You're free to tell me why you weren't Hulk later. Probably should have held shield here. Yeah, you should have held shield here, that's fine. Oh, what you should have done here is you should have shifted up and held shield in Magneto's face. He didn't kill anyone with it, so you're fine, but you should have. I like that you're looking back here. Yeah, just do damage at this point. Should have waited for 100. I like that ult. Bit of a waste because you had one to fight, but hey, you secured it. One thing I see Stranges do a lot, which I've been thinking about a lot. I think Strange might be the perfect, like, just tank. I don't know what the best way to do Strange here is, or play Strange. But I think in a lot of situations, when I play Strange, I have the best results if I just shoot the tanks. Just focus on shooting the tanks. Do full combo on the tanks. Shoot, whip, reload, cancel, that type of stuff. just destroy the tanks before you do anything else. You kind of did that there, which I think was good. But I mean, there's a lot of ways you can play it. The client. I do feel like you could build more dark energy before you use your E. Nitpicky, but it will make a big difference. I feel like you don't use your shield enough. Am I crazy? It's not black and white, but you could have held your shield up there. I don't know exactly how it works with the Psylocke ult, because we tested it and it didn't hit shields, and then somebody told me it did, so I'm not sure exactly how it works. But you should still shield here because you're stopping the rest of the 6 players on their team, or 5, shooting you and your teammates. Like, if you're gonna stand still, at the very least keep your shield up. He definitely panicked there. Or I would hope so. I think a way to avoid panicking as much is just playing more. As if you get more experience, you'll know what to do in every situation. Are you fighting with a minus? I think I messed up my multitasking. This is a reset. He went way too deep with that. This is when you wrap back a little bit. Of course, yeah, I think... Are you trying to charge ult here? You're staying alive. That's good. Okay, well it worked out. Good old charge. And a kill. This is something everyone needs to do. You need to program your mind. You should be shifting and right-clicking right now on the mag. Well, he ulted so fast it didn't matter, but like you should have that reaction. You acted really slow. You should be like, when you hear feel Magneto, when you hear feel, you should already be looking towards him and deciding if you should jump in his face or not. The same way a Magneto, when he hears Cloak and Dagger ult, he should hit the ult button. Like, you just need to have that programmed in your head that like, okay, shit, when I played this hero, there's certain conditions that I need to do, and as soon as the sound cue comes out, on instinct, you can look and then make a decision, or just have the instinct to click your Q button immediately. Shields forward, you work on your punching. He gets... Hello was already picked. 4 gets picked, I don't even know where. Also in the back line, not even on your Cloak and Dagger ultimate. Psylocke ults your back line. Okay, she doesn't kill anyone with it, so that's good. This fight is like your 4v6, and your ultimate's about to go down. You do have your ultimate, you do have Invis ultimate, but this feels like a reset to me. If I would make the call. Earlier than now, probably. But at this point, this would probably be a reset. What do you do? I have a feeling you're gonna ultimate. You didn't. Okay, good on you. This was a reset, and that's good that you guys didn't invest anything more then. There's a gold star. You didn't click your Q button. That was a nice pick. You guys don't need to do anything now. You can kind of just walk up here. Just clean up here now. 4v6. Yeah. Alright, sure. 2 ults. I'm sure you won't need your perma-stun ability later. So what I would do, now that you clean this, you could wait a little bit, but as a strange, you should be putting portals on both of the doorways. Not now, this is too early. I don't know what the exact timing is. Maybe like right when they're about to group. I don't know why the fuck Iron Fist is trickling in here. Yeah, it's smart to be proactive and take the space. Okay, I think the timing is right when you respawn. Yeah, the timing is 100% when... Now I'm looking at a VOD. When you respawn, you should have a portal on the doorways.
Get ready. Here come the bad guys.
I am strengthened.
Oh, dude, imagine you had an ult now. If you click Q right here, you would got at least 2, maybe 3 people. Right there. Would have been so good. I mean, they C9'd it, but just because they C9'd it doesn't mean you are not free from criticism here. Like, I don't know if I'm crazy. Yeah, this is smart to move up here. You're plussing people. One is coming back from spawn. What the fuck is this guy doing? Yeah, just take the giving this for you. I'm trying to think what you could have done differently leading up to this. Maybe played closer to the wall, I'd say. A little bit more proactive. If you were like we are right now, and a little bit farther ahead, I think that could have been better. But this might be nitpicking. You can do nothing here, by the way. I don't know why you're going back here. That wasn't even like a hero play. That was just a throw. But if you were there, we'd go a lot better.
I'm opening a portal.
That's the second time he kind of threw from the Salak ult this game. Okay, let's see how you do this portal. I was really thinking about it. It's good that you're... Could have waited like another second or two, but I mean, maybe I'm nitpicking.
Vehicle moving again.
The moon haunts you.
That is a classic. I was thinking maybe the placement could be better. I feel like this one is like up to interpretation. Some people think that ulting on the point is better. I think ulting on a high ground like you did here is usually better. Or rather you ult on wherever is the best position to approach a fight. What's difficult is at this part of the map, there's no black and white answer to the best place to play a fight from. I think you kind of want to go with the element of surprising and cutting someone off with the ult event or a portal if anything. But in order to do that, all of you need to be alive, and then maybe you can single someone out and like, okay, let's just go on this guy. On their backline, for example, if you did it here, because your supports are playing here, you would run over the supports. This can also be valid, I think. I always try to enter the Salak ult to tank some hits. I figured that's what you were doing, but you were the only one in the ult. I think entering the Salak ult to tank hits is fine. You had no teammates inside of it. She would have hit nobody. Instead, she hit you 6 times and you died. That's the thing. There's never a black and white answer to anything. Usually there's a way to do things, but it's not always the best thing you can do. In this case, if you just didn't walk into... If you just looked around and didn't walk into the ult, you would have won that. It's nice that you waited to step on a point here. No panic.
Keep fighting until we have a winner.
Okay. So, I mean, this one was... You lost this one because of the Moon Knight. You could have tried to, like, stay alive and stagger it out, but I'm not entirely sure, like, how you could have coordinated that in a solo queue. And in summary, I think your bubbles need work. We've gone over plenty of ways you can think about it throughout this VOD review. On Magneto, that is. The bubbles need to be with intent, with purpose. You've been throwing them around haphazardly, getting no value to the point where you might as well not have had them in the first place. It would make no difference. I feel like I did nothing, was the quote. That's what you said at the start of this. And you are correct. You actually did less than nothing. In some cases, you took space. In most cases, you didn't take space. And again, most of your abilities you didn't use when you should have, if at all. And a lot of them you used the wrong way. In some cases, you got yourself killed, which led to your team dying. You played Hulk for no reason for 2 minutes on attack as a solo tank. And all you did was feed ult and cause your team